the feminine aspects, and they say, is it a cock or is it a hen? You don't know because this is small, but it's not as large as a cock, but it's not as small as a. Yeah, so it comes back to money, sister. And because they produce very fast, and the eggs mature very fast as well. And it's all about money. That's what it comes back to.
And you don't know what the name of that hen is, of that chicken?
The name of it? No, if I see it, I'll know it. But as far as the name itself.
Okay.
You can call it Techiman.
Any other questions? We just have an open conversation here. I don't know if there's something you want to know or something you want to tell me.
Does it work?
Does it work?
Yeah.
Yes, it works.
Yeah, because they sell a lot of stuff.
Yes. But this one, it works. Well, I can only assume that it works because I do it and I don't have any snakes around. But I do know that when I haven't done it, I can see one. So I can only assume that it's working. Yeah. Because I even brought some of the pebblets from the U.S., the snake repellent pebblets. They smell like sulfur or something. They didn't really work that well. And even this one, there's no scent. So I'm not sure if it works like a dog whistle or something. You know, you can't hear it or smell it, but they do. Because you can't, it doesn't even have a scent.
So do they allow you to have guns here?
Is your husband a Canadian? Is he from the U.S. also?
Born in the U.S. also. He asked was my husband Ghanaian or from the U.S. He was born in Poughkeepsie, New York, but raised in Alabama and Georgia.
Are you allowed to have guns here?
Are you allowed to have guns? Yes, you can have guns. I have mine. But with the guns, really quick, there a lot of red tape that you may have to go through. It depends on what gun, because here, that's what I'm getting to. Because the one I have is local. Well, was made here. I mean, I bought it here.
AR-15s.
Oh, you have to get. There's a before you leave, I give you. There's a particular office, ministry that you will have to go to. You fill out a certain form and you'll pay. Of course, it all comes back to money. When you go back, whatever gun you purchase, you've already been permitted to bring a gun. It's not even a particular gun that you have to tell them you're going. You can bring guns, plural. Yeah. But that's what it is. Money's hard.
So I can ship all my stuff here.
You can ship it, but as long as you have that form from the ministry that said you're permitted to bring your gun or guns, then whatever it is, when it gets here, you take it back to them and have each of them registered. Yeah. But yes, you can do it. And of course, if you're here and you buy it here, it's just a simple registration. It's difficult to count because sometimes they're all over. I'm sorry. Ammunition as well, yeah. Because some of the guns you may want to bring, I'm sure there may not even be adequate ammunition here or that type. Even handguns are new to Ghana. Handguns, yeah. So even the police officer, they're still carrying into the AK. Yeah, they're still using those. They're not even carrying the handguns. And most of the people who have the handguns are foreigners. They're who are from outside here doing business or whatever here.
Yeah. So the 9mm is
9mm is simple.
I noticed that.
I'm sorry.
I've noticed that I've seen very few people smoking since I've been here.
Yes.
Can you speak on there?
Okay. You mean cigarettes? Yes, they smoke, but not much. It's really sort of taboo, if you will, to smoke, especially cigarettes. Somehow they seem to be a little more lenient when it comes to marijuana, maybe because it's an herb.
Don't they think it make you go crazy?
Oh, it does make you go crazy. The marijuana here, be very careful. I don't know if any of you smoke, but be very careful where you get it from.
We're all non-smoking vegetarians.
Non-smoking vegetarians, great. Okay. No, it's natural. It's natural, but it's a hallucinogen. And if you can go a little bit too far, then you can't come back.
Ah, sound interesting. Sound interesting.
Yeah.
So what's some of the strains?
Let me finish answering this question and I'll come back to that. As far as the cigarettes go, when people see others smoking, they look down upon. You look down upon for smoking. So even those that may smoke, they'll do it in a private area or a location that's known to have other smokers.
Oh, that's what they were doing at that place in Accra. Remember the guys with the pipes?
Oh, you mean the
Jerry's.
the pipe?
That was hookah. I thought that was hookah.
Like a hookah.
Yeah, that is acceptable because it has a class. What word am I looking for? Yeah. But as far as cigarettes or whatever, they frown upon you. If you're smoking cigarettes, oh, he's smoking. You know, that's not, which it is unhealthy, it's not good for you. So they need to continue looking down on them, so maybe convince them to stop. But most of them, they'll hide and smoke.
So most villages is kind of self-contained. You got someone that does a little bit of everything.
Yes, all the village, most of them are self-contained, as you said. And there's always a town, if you will, within a certain distance from it. There's something they don't have. We just passed a group of homes just here. It was only about 3 of them. And they'll be self-contained there. They have their own food, their water, or whatever. I'm sure they have a stream. They may not have a borehole or a well that they can have access to. But if you look here, this is maize, corn.
So how about coconut trees and
Coconut trees are abundant.
and pineapple?
Pineapple are abundant. Even at my place, I have probably 200 pineapple plants.
What? I'm moving in. It's official. It's official.
I make pineapple wine.
So you don't
Yeah, it's actually fermenting now, so I don't have any ready. If I'd known earlier.
What you got ready?
Look, I got you to this evening. You hold tight. Yes, ma'am. Oh, no thoughts of going back. No, only to visit. Like I said, there's certain times I miss mommy and some other things I like to call it a part of my tertiary personality. So it's an extended part of me, but it comes and goes. So sometimes I tap into that just to stay a little bit balanced, if you will.
How long did it take you to learn the language?
Oh, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. She asked about the language, how fast did it take to learn it? I said I'm still learning it. But I can have a decent conversation with you, but I can't go so deep. What made me move back? Okay. Ultimately, well, 2 things. One, the system. The system for me is a fraud. It's a joke, like Margaret said. It would be smart to save your soul and escape the mind control. So I had to get out. Like she said, get out of all the bodies, get out, And the second part of it was spiritual independence. So in order for me to gain that, I felt like I needed to uproot, because we were talking about that rooting there, uproot myself from that and transplant myself to the proper place. Because when you nurse something, you just let it be there for a temporary time, but it has its maturation in another location. So I'm here to actually mature. You look at me, you think I'm a mature female, but I'm still a baby. So I have a lot of growing and a lot of work to do. Self-contained, where I am? Yes. Mm-hmm. When you say self-contained? Oh, yes. If the whole global economy, everything just stopped today, I have nothing to worry about. I have 2 homes. I have the land. I have farms. Yes. And once the house is there, it's there. I didn't take out a loan. I won't pay a mortgage for 30 years. And then after it's over, I missed that last year. I lose my job, and now I'm going to lose 29 years of payments for them to kick me out of my house. No. Once the block is laid, it's laid. So that gives me comfort and security to make me never really want to go back there, be subjected to that. That I can just sit here. Sometimes I want to sleep. It's difficult. I'll say I want to sleep till 9, 10 o'clock just because I can. Because I don't have to get up and punch anyone's clock. I haven't punched a clock in 10 years at least. So I'm very used to taking care of myself.
So you're an entrepreneur?
Yes.
So what do you do?
Right now, I'm in a transitionary period right now from what I just told you. But nonetheless, I have an NGO. It's called Educate Africa. So it's all about education and consciousness and awareness as a society. No, we need to mention her before. Well, I have to meet her if I don't know her. Because it's the second time. The third time is
I got this. Educate Africa.
Educate Africa. I'm coming. Educate Africa. The focus is just the education, awareness, consciousness. So that's why I go to different villages right now as far as the GMO and chemicals are concerned, because there's a big push in Ghana right now, and they're about to change the legislation to support the GMOs. So I'm trying to raise awareness to fight this, and also food sovereignty, because that's also an issue right now too. And everyone's talking about food security, food security, food security. And food security is just that you being able to eat. But food sovereignty is your ability to choose what foods you will eat and how you eat it.
So you like talking about vegetables and things like that?
Yeah, exactly.
So who's providing the seeds?
That goes back to me.
Yeah.
So what they're trying to do now is take the seed from the farmer, as they did in the U.S.
Yes.
And Monsanto was pushing and running everything. So myself, along with other people, are trying to, well, I won't even say trying, the fort is being built. We're in the process, right now. Even there's an organization called Food Sovereignty Ghana. If you're ever interested, you can look them up as well. So they're spearheading the movement from the Accra side.
Because I heard that there's a real fight happening. But the African Union is signing off on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when it comes down, they want to control everything.
Yes.
Every little thing. So you go to them for anything.
They don't succeed.
Even like the chicken, soon we'll be going to them. I want a child, and you go to them, you eat this food so you can have a baby.
What?
You know? They want to control.
That's not good. They put men like me out of business. They put men like me out of business.
They put men out of business, huh?
That's what they want to do. They've been working on that for a long time.
That's
especially
terrible.
black men. Especially. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going back to the mortgage, like we were, does that exist here in terms of, like the standard in America?
You say borders?
Mortgage.
Oh, mortgage.
Like what is the process of the standard here purchasing homes? Do they have such a thing as 30-year mortgages, things like that?
Mortgages are new. They exist now. But they didn't just even about 5 years ago. I won't say they didn't exist, but it was such a small level or number that it was as if it was non-existent. But now they're pushing loans. It is amazing. Techiman alone, every year there's at least 10 banks, that are just erecting from nowhere. But they also know that Techiman is the breadbasket of the whole country. So it's also the middle transition from north and south and east and west. So everyone passes through Techiman to go north, south, east, or west. So it's a very key location, for the country. And on top of that, it's the breadbasket. But as far as mortgages are concerned, it's a new thing. But they are doing it now because of the banks are now, they're growing and they're bringing more. And most of the banks, they're not even Ghanaian banks. That's another thing too. The banks from outside that are establishing themselves in Ghana. And they play on Ghanaians' ignorance. If you, the interest rates are,
Well, y'all were going to ask you about that.
ridiculous. 50%? What? 30, 40, 50%?
Now, while they make a loan shark look like a good guy.
What is your return on investment if you
I really can't tell you because I just don't really engage them so much, but I'm not sure of their maturation, how that goes. I do know that recently they started a chain of Forex investment firms, if you want to call it that, because Forex is pretty, it's risky, but it's a fast turnover if you know what you're doing and if you can get lucky enough. So there was a lot of luck, if you want to call it that, coming through Ghana. So these places were popping up left and right, and they were offering you 70% of your initial investment in 3 months. In 3 months, where you can wait a whole year and never get 70% of any investment. In anything. You're waiting for your 3%. But it was guaranteed though at that point. No one had complained that they weren't making money. The issue is Ghana Commercial Bank, the Bank of Ghana. People weren't putting their money in banks anymore. That's what I'm getting to. Everybody was putting their money in Forex, and banks were losing out. So now they told them they can no longer operate, that it's illegal now. But going back to finish your question, they just build. There's money here. You wouldn't know it, you know, based on what you see. But families historically, there's a lot of, this is a gold coast. You know, so there was a lot of gold here. And most of it, you know, has been stolen and even tricked out of our hands. But a lot of people still, grandmothers and grandfathers, they had a little hole outside where they just buried gold. And even at one point, they would play with gold like marbles. You know, so this was nothing for them until a value was put on it. So some of them still have that, and they've recently, not recently, but over the past few years, been cashing in on that money. So most people, they just build from the ground up. And that's pretty much what I did, you know, once I retired, quote unquote. I took my retirement money, and I built a home with it. And it took not even a full year for the house to be finished. My design, my way, how you want to do it, you know.
So how do you relate as far as being a resident of Ghana, or a resident of the United States? How do you handle that?
How do I relate?
Yeah, I mean, as far as people are concerned,
Oh, okay.
do you have a permanent visa here?
I have a resident permit or work permit.
Okay.
And after my next work permit or my next residency permit, I'll be entitled to an indefinite visa, which is merely citizenship almost. You know, I won't have to keep renewing over and over and over and over. But you gotta, you don't like snakes, but sometimes you gotta, you know, move like one. Yeah, because even as such a mentioned ancient Kemet, you know, the snakes, you always saw the, you know, and it represented many things, you know, but one of the things in relation to what we're talking about now, I think we're almost here too. I don't know if I'm talking to
I like your aunt.
So so I'm gonna cut it.
Where'd you pick up your aunt?
This one, I have to. I'm coming to talk to you. So thank you for your.
How much money did you have to put down buy a house like what you did in Boston? How much US?
To build a house, it depends on the size of the house that you want, but generally speaking, US dollar, you can use about 30,000 and build a comfortable home. But it depends on what you know, your standard.
But how much is the land? How much is the land?
That varies. It depends on the location, and that's a part of why I went more rural as well. You know, not only for the peace of mind, but the land is cheap. Yeah. So when you're in Accra, somewhere like that, for one plot of land, you can pay 20,000 Ghana cedis. Yeah. But where I was, I'll go ahead and tell you, we played about 500 per acre cedis.
500 CDs per acre.
So,